can get a little love to Still Nation.
Hey guys,
Zach says shout out
love this channel.
to Still Nation.
Stay tuned.
I am a FIFA caffeine. Coffee gotta have some cream. Fetch a hazel beef for me while I listen to these kings. Still it might be the team. Subscribe to Still Abdul Inc. Wiki got CD magazine. Tell me what's behind the scenes. The other side of the ravine. Is it obscene or is it obscure? I am not sure. The rich is the rich, I'm the poor. That ain't no doubt to my core. We just keep asking for more. They keep supplying, the man is the store. As long as it makes it to shore, I know for sure. They'll just keep on making more. Well, I most treasure that piece I haven't transformed into corporate Hollywood tour.
What's up? This is Still Abdul here for the Still Abdul podcast, aka Wednesday edition. We talk the latest in geek film, entertainment, news, giving informative and objective analysis. Basically, just to show that I have a bunch of people, so I don't have to talk so much. That's really what we're doing. Much love to Still Nation. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Amari Daniels, what's good? TJ. We got Isaac. I think we got some people from other channels. Shout out to y'all. We are broadcasting, of course, on the YouTube channel, on X Twitter, on the Facebook page, and also on the other channels of Danny's comics and everything. YouTube, Twitch. We're over on Twitch now. We got we got Speedy on Facebook and YouTube as well. We're all over the place, man. All over the place. We got a few interesting things to talk about. Somebody's favorite show has been canceled. Shout out to Maria in the chat. Fernando, Lev, Amari, what is good? Make sure you smash the like. Make sure you still subscribe. Calls was good. Interesting stuff. Before we touch on that, let me point out a few things real quick. Directly support the platform via any form of payment via the Stream Elements link. It's not pinned in the live comments. I don't know why it still says that. I'm going to fire my assistant. It is linked in the chat, and it's going to be scrolling in the chat as well too. Super chats for the live crew. Super thanks for the replay crew. Much appreciated. Members content, you get early access and exclusive videos. Find your proper level of support and rock on. We got a Scoop Center coming up Saturdays. More details on that if you remember. Second Channel, I just kind of woke up. Second Channel has been rebranded because of the overwhelming success of my Superman news coverage. We have rebranded as part of the Still Abdul Geek Network. Superman Thoughts is really describing what I feel about this film. That I'm really in a limbo state, but we're covering all the news of the Superman film. That channel has been going insane with views, so we got to give the people what they want, and then as well any interesting news leading up to the DCU under DC Studios. Whether it soars or crashes, we're going to be chronicling that on the Second Channel. Actually, having a blast checking that out. And also too, let's see, I had this synced up and it didn't. There we go. Patreon. Join the Patreon to support the platform. Links in the description as well, and links to the Second Channel as well, to the Superman channel. And we're going to be actually chronicling, acknowledging past Superman as well. Check out the channel. But Patreon, expanded coverage, exclusives. We had a insane week or so of coverage. We did the RDJ video, which did really great over there. Is he Victor Von Doom? Is he Tony Stark? Great conversation with that or variant. Then the multiple Dr. Doom rumor. We addressed that on the Patreon. That was fun as well. And Deadpool Wolverine. Did they eliminate incursions in the MCU? Spoiler alert, no, but a very interesting conversation nonetheless. So, everyone wants a fast answer. No, we got to discuss it. All right. Anyway, speaking of discussions, we got to get the Wednesday crew on the panel. We got Danny of Comics and Everything. Speedy, Jules, what's good, y'all?
Where's our Fandom 4?
Well, since you didn't show up last week, and then you probably won't be here next week. We retired, and I'm just playing. So
it is not my fault, sir.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh,
But anyway,
God love you, Penny.
we love to have Danny back, of course. When I first started doing the Wednesday crew, Danny was the go-to person because she geeks out probably just as much as me. So welcome back, Danny, back to the channel.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll be back soon. According to Carlos, is that what we agreed on? I forget. I gotta go back to the tape on that.
No, it was
What?
the Fandom 4.
No.
I did artwork and everything. Thank you very much.
You did. I saw it.
Of course, Jules.
Jules always got my back. Love you,
Oh,
girl.
I swear. But anyway, welcome all. It's been an interesting week of news to touch on. Now, before we get to, I know the topic that the panel's waiting for is the acolyte conversation, but I want to touch on something first before we do the acolyte situation. First off, shout out to my YouTube channel viewers. Had a wonderful coverage of the Alien Romulus. I did a couple of videos, had some nice responses, showing me that, hey, the streets want more sci-fi on the podcast channel. So we got, again, start giving the people what they want. Has any of y'all seen Alien Romulus or have any thoughts about it?
No, I have not seen it.
Yeah, me either.
Expedia neither.
I have not seen it.
So that's an L. That's an L for the win. But
you'll be talking to yourself about that one.
But shout out to the viewers. Well, the viewers, me and the viewers have a conversation about this. I it's not for the Wednesday crew apparently.
Actually, my show, I was also the only one that hasn't watched it, so they talked about it in depth on my podcast.
Well,
so
yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about today, but that was just a shout out because I did a couple of videos and it's great responses. Apparently, none of the panel saw that video, but it's all good. In the chat, shout out to y'all. And I'm going to really start doing more reviews, kind of like recaps and highlights of these different films. So definitely, Maria got my back. Maria saw Alien Romulus. And the cool thing, Carlos gave y'all L too. The cool thing is that it has a connection not just to the past Alien films, but to Prometheus as well, which is my jam. Like,
I love Prometheus.
So I really, really enjoyed the film. I'm more of a Prometheus. I wasn't like this old hardcore Alien, type of fan. Prometheus was my jam though, so I like that.
Me too. Do we know if Neville Page is doing was the concept designer and creature designer on Romulus also?
So I don't wait to see the credits for that. But that's
I'm just the only special effects nerd here.
No, wait, that's why you're here. Yeah, you're here for that. Though you didn't watch the movie, but we still love you. With that first L, no, I'm just playing. Let's get to, we got a brief quote because we're going to talk about the acolyte situation and everyone's favorite X-Men writer, Bo DeMaio, sticking his foot in his mouth again.
Yeah, I love the juicy stuff. Give me the juicy stuff.
I was about to make a terrible joke with that. And then before that, a little quote from Michael Keaton's floating around. This upcoming Beetlejuice film. Can't say it one more time. I think it's coming out next month. I believe it's September. It's coming out. And Michael Keaton has an interesting quote. September 6th. I'll be there for it. I'm a fan of homegirl, Jenna Ortega. I'm a fan of her and Winona Ryder. Keaton says the idea was the first film, he was only in the film, I think like less than 20 minutes. And one stipulation was to do the sequel to not put him in the film, much more than that, right? So limited role, Michael Keaton, but I thought he was the draw. But anyway, his quote is the idea was no. You can't load it up with Beetlejuice. That'll kill it. I think Beetlejuice character doesn't drive the story as much as he did in the first one, which it feels like it's like going backwards what he's saying. But and he says he's more part of the storyline in this one as opposed to the first one, which is a case of this thing comes in and drives the movie a little bit. So he's more of like an inciting event. I'm assuming. Danny, is that how you kind of take it, or what's your thoughts on this quote?
Yeah, and the way I've been taking this quote it's kind of like, well, Beetlejuice was a specific part of the movie. He wasn't like the whole part of the movie in the first one, so it would be weird to make him, the whole part of the second one too. Like it wouldn't have the same vibe.
Yeah. I mean, have you been looking? Like I said, with this film, it hasn't been like any crazy trailers yet. I mean, nice nostalgic type of baiting, but I'm gonna check it out. Are you looking forward to this film, Danny? At all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My little sister, she's like 10 years younger than me. So when the first one came out, I kind of showed it to her when I really shouldn't have. But she loves it so much, and it's like our thing. She wants us to go together, and it's like, okay, you be wheeling me in, but I'm there.
you there for the smoke on that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Speedy, you got some thoughts on this?
I'm looking forward to it. I actually got a screener, so I'm gonna see it before.
No,
yeah,
I am so jealous. I'm
got
so mad right now.
This morning,
you jerk face, you flat face butt sugar.
So September 3rd, Tuesday. First Danny,
calm down.
I've gotten one
at
screener.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Tampa, Florida.
One screener this entire time. One screener, and it was for Monkey Man, and I've never gotten another one since.
Everyone got a Monkey Man screener. But Speedy, so we have to collab early that week to kind of get your initial.
I got you. We go on that Wednesday. We go with the real deal.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Get the people what they want right there. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then now with Beetlejuice, now people gotta realize with this film, it's tracking pretty well leading up to this release. At an 80 million clip. And that's interesting because you just had Alien Romulus got a 40 million, which was a success for that film. Right. And Beetlejuice is going to double that. So,
yeah. Let me look at the embargo. Make sure.
Yeah, we may have to keep it general that Wednesday. We may have to keep it real, it's like social media impressions.
So here you go. The review embargoes Tuesday, September 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
No,
so I can literally go with how I feel right after I watch the movie.
I am so mad. I'm so mad.
So definitely that Wednesday right here live on Abdul's YouTube channel. Exclusive.
And to get like an echo on here.
And she'll be here. No, I don't know.
Hilarious. Now I'm trying to look at what's the budget for this. I think it's like over 150 million for the budget. So so it needs a good push the first weekend when it comes out, and we'll get that exclusive that week. Is that a sound effect that I'm not?
I don't know. She's sending messages to her PlayStation or something.
Jules playing video games. What's going on?
I wish. I'm moving.
All good. So let's get to the first interesting story that it seems interesting. Our favorite X-Men 97 writer Bo DeMaio was according to reports. So it's kind of a timeline to this. So let me just kind of delicately go through this with Bo. We understood he was dismissed from the team during the run of the first season, right, of X-Men 97.
Right.
We understood he wasn't a part of the crew, but he had all the intel because he was a writer. So I enjoyed every week when Bo was like, yo, check out this comic, this Jim Lee run here, this Chris Claremont run here. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, he's kind of part of the team. I don't know. And then
it was interesting. Yeah.
Bo DeMaio comes out and he's like, yo, Disney stripped my credit for the second season. Now I want to back up for a second because a week before that story was kind of out there. There was like, oh yeah, we kind of rewrote season 2. Do anyone remember that? I remember hearing that story before Bo spoke out that Brad Windenbrand from Marvel Animation, he said, oh yeah, we kind of redid season 2, and I think that's how they pushed this credit out. It was like, okay, you're not going to get, you know what I'm saying? And then Bo comes out and says, oh, they stripped my credit, and things got kind of weird right there, right? And I guess what I want to address is that just the official stuff. Bo comes out kind of attacks Disney. Though we kind of knew they already stripped us credit because this is like a writers guild stuff. Like when they rewrite your script, they're taking credit away from you. Like they openly said that that's what they're doing. Then Bo comes out and says, "Oh, they stripped my credit." It's like, bro, we kind of already knew.
Yeah.
But then Disney claps back after Bo says, "Yo, like we fired you because like you was tripping.
You nasty. We fired you because you nasty."
And then shout out to Jeff Schneider, one of my favorite scoopers out there. Scoopers get kind of weird. They fight each other too much, but it's a weird thing. But Jeff Schneider, he came out with a very interesting report saying Bo was fired because he was getting a little weird with the staff. That's according to his report. This is again, treat this all as alleged. This is not me, snapping at home with anyone. But this is a report that's out there, and Jeff Schneider saying Disney has more egregious activities about Bo DeMaio as far as why they pushed him off. Danny, I guess what's your initial thoughts with this? And I guess like for Bo, like Bo should kind of fall back. I'm assuming, Danny. What you think?
That boy needs to shut his mouth and go sit in his room and think about what he's done for a while. First of all, he got credit stripped back in June because he's running his mouth about stuff that would happen in season 2. And so Disney's like, listen, we've been very patient. We have been very patient. And so they had to rewrite things. But back in March, for those of you who have been following the channel, and on the socials, you will know that I said back then, Bo got busted for doing some dirty things. First, he got busted posting very explicit photographs of himself and video on his Instagram back in November of last year. He was warned by Disney. He was reminded you signed a morality clause. Then after that, he continued on with a unrestricted public pornographic OnlyFans and was DMing his disgusting, like, live and let live, do whatever your kink is, go for it. But he was sending disgusting things to people. Right. There is a line.
To like his coworkers, though?
DMing the videos of him doing the gnarliest, most grotesque things to himself, to his coworkers.
Well, we don't want any details of that, but
I'm not giving details. That's as far as I go.
Inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. I'm just trying to say that, look, whatever you're into, be into it. I don't care. But what he was doing was really gross. And to send it to coworkers is no, you should not be doing that. And when you're working for Disney on a cartoon, do not have a porno site up for free under your name to where anyone can stumble upon it and watch it. That was just stupid.
Right. So just to make very clear, again, because I'm going to lean more towards, only because this is a published report, Jeff Schneider gave details. Some of the stuff you're saying right now, Danny, that he was sending inappropriate pictures to staffers, saying like, "Oh, I'm dressed." He was dressing up as X-Men characters, sending them like suggestive photos, saying like, "Use this as inspiration." That's a quote from the Jeff Schneider. And it was like some kinds of creepy pictures, right? So that's something. I'm about to make a terrible joke. Well, like, and some people say like,
it's the Abdul channel.
I'm just gonna go with this. Brandon Hayes got the. I'm gonna say myself here. He says Marvel Disney's own fault. It's painfully clear that DeMaio is a freaky guy. Why hire a guy like this to show a revival of 90s kids show? Look, all the problems it's on fault. Now I'm just for a second, Brandon. Hey, like Danny was saying, hey, do what you do. Like, I'm not here to judge what you do behind closed doors, but I think a line is crossed when you get your coworkers involved, right? I think that's when it gets kind of weird. Right?
I mean, did he have his OnlyFans before he got hired by Disney?
No.
I don't believe so. Danny, right?
No.
Okay.
And he willingly signed a morality clause. Willingly, he made that choice himself.
The OnlyFans though didn't get him fired. Like he could have done that. That's a separate platform, just according to what I was reading on that.
But
that's not. It's because he got his work. Like he was sending weird shit to his workers.
It's not just that, because he's in his contract. There is a morality clause, and not only that,
you can't pop it up.
Well, and you certainly can't. You certainly can't have it
pop, lock, and drop it. Can't pop, lock, and drop it.
And you certainly cannot have it unrestricted and open to the public, where even kids randomly like, oh, this is the guy who made X-Men. I'm gonna check it out.
To be fair, Danny, we don't know the full terms of that contract, right? Just to be fair.
Sure.
We got a good idea.
But standing away from it and just reading the whole narrative from the start to where we're at right now, it kind of reads like a sitcom, sitcom. You know, it's like, yo, dude, you had this cool job, and oh yeah, they're putting out this stuff. Like I don't think there's been any other Disney employee except for maybe from the Mandalorian. What was her name? I'm sorry.
That is Gina Carano.
That was just a different case entirely. But I don't think there's been another Disney employee that high profile that's been fired for something like this. You know what I mean? So I think it's very simple as a Disney employee just to follow the rules or fly under the radar so you don't get in trouble.
Just to be
whatever
fair,
you're into. You know what I mean?
Because I know
it's very telling.
I know the Gina Carano thing, and I want to get Jules' thoughts too. I know you was trying to say something, but with the Gina Carano thing, it was more they didn't want her to rock the boat too much with political talk. And again, I'm fine with whatever aisle you stand on. It's just Gina, she kind of, after they warned her, Gina Carano like doubled down.
She doubled down and crossed the line with some
there was
narratives.
Not saying it's fair. Saying it's fair.
First of all,
she didn't
say anything. She didn't say anything.
Well, look,
she shared
social media, Danny.
But she didn't. She didn't. She shared she shared someone else's post talking about. She shared someone else's post, and it was talking about things that happened during the Holocaust. It was nothing she said was terrible or awful. There was other things. There were other things going on set behind the scenes that other people are not aware of. And it all goes back to Bryce Dallas Howard. She's the wicked witch of Hollywood.
We need that sound. We need that sound bite.
This is my thing. This is very clear because I have different content creators. They know.
My best friend worked on that and saw everything.
But the main thing with Gina Carano, again, I agree with just the free speech thing, and I don't think she did anything egregious. I think Disney was being hypersensitive. Is my point with that. But after they warned her, she did double down. That's my point.
Yeah,
she did double down publicly.
She has integrity.
Yeah, exactly. And she stood on it, and Disney showed their hand. But I think the point here is that Disney, they kind of draw this line, and when you work with these corporations, that's just what happens. Now, if you want to play that game, or like Gina Carano, don't play the game, and just be like, screw it. And you know what I'm saying? You live with your consequences is the point. Now,
but then and then my other point is, before you continue, guys, like I've been following Buddha Mayo on X, Twitter, and you know what I mean? So because I've been following him and seeing what he posts and deletes after, like all this narrative that may or may not have happened. I can't put it far from the truth because I've seen what he's posted.
Well,
boy is not helping himself.
Yeah, so
I followed him through the first season of X-Men '97, and then I was like, I kind of saw enough, and so it was like, according to it's out there, publicly. He was sending during if you do Gay Pride Month, do your thing.
Yeah, I don't think nothing's wrong with that. But
all day, every day.
But no, he was sending renditions of himself. Yeah, he was dressed up as Cyclops, like with like like booty shorts on, and it's like Disney was like, hold up.
He did Green
Like,
Goblin too.
That's our,
we need
that's
to
our
save that
character.
booty shorts. We need to save that.
Yeah,
clip.
it's like if you're gonna be Cyclops don't wear booty shorts. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not being,
Dude,
like
That,
and
that's
if
like,
you-
the Mayo Cyclops wears some booty shorts though.
And if you notice, the statement from Bodemayo's lawyer, the statement from his lawyer says all those people who filed complaints to HR didn't get sent pictures. So what you're saying is you're admitting there were several complaints sent to HR.
Yeah.
And then he did send
it's
pictures
all about what
to
you don't
someone.
say.
I think the quote was actually his lawyer said he didn't send it to anyone on his team or that reported to him, but they didn't really deny that that something was sent.
Yeah.
So like one way or another, it still sounds like he's guilty.
Yeah.
Is that he sent pictures? Okay, I believe Jeff Schneider's report. Now that doesn't mean he sent it to other writers. He probably sent it to other animators.
I've seen the pictures. I have some of them. Like I
don't want to see the pictures.
I'm not showing anybody.
According to what
I had to have a conversation with Dave, a very awkward conversation. It's like, look, if you happen to go on my computer and you see these pictures, it's for work.
I don't watch
it's
gay
for
porn.
work.
What you told me?
It's for work, honey. I swear.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a man, butt ass naked, the Cyclops. It's just for work. just for work.
It's a guy with butt floss showing his backside.
I'm just saying that's not my Cyclops. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. We didn't want to see that shit, bro.
In hindsight, though, I think it's kind of sad that he did write a hell of a show.
Yeah, that's the way
I think all this stuff and his actions or inactions or whatever, or just the results of whatever this is that we're talking about today, whether it's true or not.
I think he's clearly.
I just think it's sad that it's gotten that point because it's probably going to affect his career, and he definitely deserves to keep writing.
Wonderfully creative, and he's a wonderful writer.
Talented.
But to me, he's clearly presenting with some histrionic personality disorder because he is all over the place with wanting that attention. It'll do anything.
I think you hit it on the head right there. Yep.
We're going to touch on that because more in that Schneider report, he kind of revealed some. Actually, no, it was other independent reports. Talked about Bo's behavior on other projects as well. Sometimes this well opens. Now, again, just to drive on what Brandon Hayes is saying here, he's a freaky dude. Now, some people will say, what's that popular song? He's a 69 guy. I'm just saying, this is what I heard.
That fuck him up. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch?
I had to. But let's go. Brandon got another report, and then we're going to talk because there's other reports of his behavior that we got to consider when you get into a situation like this. We have to realize what Bo DeMaio, as talented as he is, this wasn't an isolated situation. He's had issues with other groups as well, other projects as well. Now, Brandon Hayes says the show is good, but not for kids. It's as far as you go for kids. X-Men 97. I mean, when they start hitting puberty, they should watch it. It says it's marketed as kid show with a lot of suggestive material. DeMaio has an entitlement attitude, but it's Disney's own fault. So, Brandon, this is what you say. Disney. I mean, that's debatable. If you see personality traits, there's other projects Bo DeMaio is a part of, and these reports have come out now that he has a lot of entitlement feelings for himself. Like, he's very talented. He knows the source material, and he kind of flexes that. Danny, is that kind of what you was hearing or what?
Yeah, and honestly, that it is not Disney's fault. That is nobody. If someone harasses or abuses you in any way, it is absolutely not that victim's fault at all. I'm not calling Disney a victim here. I'm saying probably the people that worked there who opened their DMs were like, "Oh Jesus!" Like, no one needed to see that. But that is harassment. That's abuse. Listen, any chick that has gotten an unsolicited dick pic will tell you that is burned into. That's running up to me and flashing me on the internet. No, thank you. No, thank you.
That's not cool if your whatever your sexual orientation is.
Right. And they hired a man to do a job. They hired him because he was a talented writer. And they just, for some crazy reason, assumed that he would behave himself in a professional adult manner. And he did not. So that is on Bo DeMaio. Period.
And I know we don't know. Go ahead, Jules.
He had like a once in a lifetime opportunity with this job. Like, how many people would have killed to work on X-Men 97 and become the showrunner? And he goes ahead and he puts all his stuff out there. I would be on my best behavior. I wouldn't want to get fired by Disney. I love that. I would want to be on it forever. Like, why that go ahead and
bag of cash?
Yeah, he's over here walking around with his sexuality on his, out on display for everyone. Like, not everything has to be sexualized. You keep that shit in your bedroom. Like, let's stay professional.
I'm just saying, we didn't want butt ass Cyclops. That's all I was trying to say. Like, it ain't
not my Cyclops.
Do what you do. Disney was like, hold up, you can't come in with Cyclops with chaps on. Nah, he ain't doing that. I'm just saying, bro. Chill.
He loves himself. He loves to show off 24/7 every single day. He just loves to show off. This is just not the right area for him because he's not going to be able to control himself.
I can understand it was like original artwork of like just him with chat. Like, again, I don't want to see him in chat, but my point is just if it was something original, not Cyclops, then I don't think Disney would have had a problem. But you're using an existing IP and trying to inject in a message, and it's like I agree with Disney on that. Like, yo, chill.
Yeah,
bro.
I do too.
We all have to agree with Disney on this.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you, Bo. No, thank you. Cheap clap.
What is going on, bro? Chef claps.
Love it.
But like what Maria's saying, though, they know Bo is very talented, and you know what? I'm sure he knew someone that could get him that job with X-Men 97. And he still has those relationships. He's going to work again.
That poor friend.
Fall back.
Went for him.
That poor friend.
Fall back off of this.
Disney's looking at that friend like
so side-eyeing him hard.
We ain't listen to you anymore.
Did you know about the chap claps? Did you know about?
Did you know about his chaps? Did you know? Did you know about his Green Goblin pouch? Did you know?
I don't even want to know. I'm glad I didn't see that picture. I don't need to know.
I think Green Goblin is worse
too. Is that he was using his Marvel to basically be part of his identity too, with his whole sexuality stuff and putting that together. Like, you can't do that.
That's the thing. It's like live how you want to live, but like there is a line when you come with corporations and entertainment and IPs. You don't own this IP. If you own the IP, do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Check it up. But you can't just take existing X-Men characters and make some kind of statement with it. You just can't do it. You can't do that. So Bernie Hayes says, can you imagine the panic attacks that Disney execs had with every one of DeMaio's tweets? The Black Cyclops with booty shorts.
Oh my God. And I don't even know if it was panic attacks lately. I think it's more of just like smack him, just do it, give him the full House of Mouse attack, go for it.
About saying that they didn't like how he would give people homework and basically like tease what was coming up in the new episodes when the heat of it. So I mean, it's a shame. Like at this point, we have to kind of expect a drop off in quality somewhat with season 2. Season 1 was just so amazing. I don't know. We don't know if they're going to be able to continue that without Bo. He was such a major part of season 1. So I'm worried there as a fan, but we have to pick up the pieces and keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, he gave him a skeleton of a story. I'm sure he wrote out the whole season, but I'm sure they're going to pick and choose. Because they got to probably give him 49% of credit. So they can get the majority or something like that. But yeah, talented dude. It's a shame. It's a shame
he did this to himself.
He did.
He did this to himself entirely. He has no one to blame but himself.
No, it's funny because he lawyered up and he's like trying to say, there was some injustice. Like, okay, this is becoming he said, she said. But we all saw your Twitter, so I can just imagine what
we synced it.
We saw the caps.
We could just imagine what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure they freaked out. And a corporate level, all these companies, they go into panic mode. Period.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, when these things happen.
Business. That's
business.
And
it's
it kind of
business, securing the bag, protecting the brand. You know,
we're gonna get to the acolyte thing because it's like it's kind of connected.
There we go. There's a
These
theme going on today's
kids.
show.
Yeah,
These
it's
damn
so
kids these days
activist.
don't understand.
Yeah, it's like you're not just entitled to, again, take existing IPs and do what you want with them. You can't do that for your own political leanings.
It's not socialism, kiddies. Okay, that's not how that works.
It doesn't work like that.
You need to learn basic
it's
economics.
good old fashioned capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. That's it.
Hey, that's the American way. I'm sorry.
It's
not
capitalism
business,
is not a dirty word.
Not show your ass. I mean, exactly. That's I can't say it better than myself.
Yes. Yes.
I cannot say it better than myself. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, you sign these contracts again. Go ahead.
Buddha Mayo also wrote on The Witcher. So I wonder which.
He got fired from that too.
He got fired from that.
That's
Okay,
the other one he got fired from.
Was there any
abrasive behaviour according to reports?
His behavior. That was it.
Like, abrasive as in he's being aggressive, or he was doing freaky stuff there.
Yeah, he was entitlement. He was like, basically trying to be obnoxious with the word, not in a sexual way, but just like. Yeah, go ahead.
That's an adult themed show. I mean, if you guys watch The Witcher, you know what I mean? So,
it's the work environment.
Yeah.
It's like you
gotta be pro. You gotta be professional.
He should
That's
just
the point.
He should just face facts and become a gay porn star.
The reports is that he's a bad co-worker. He's bad in teams. That's his abrasive.
And I think also he's a little bit entitled, like we've had some comments about that before. Seems like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the kind of
and he's gonna ride this. Like he's gonna,
Oh yeah,
he got the lawyer.
Just milk it.
It's
every second.
It's stroking his ego, like not getting invited to the whatever the Emmy.
Oh God! Remember when he did that? Watch the finale. When he did that, watch the finale with Bo DeMaio at such and such bar and grill.
Yeah.
Almost it's like he was liking the fame he was getting because again he's a talented writer. He knows his source material, and I give him all that credit. And I enjoyed every week. He was like, again, read this comic, And Disney was like, hold up, next season you ain't gonna have the inside, baseball on this, bro. Like, we need to push you out of this because you're talking too much. You know what I'm saying? You're not on our team, is what Disney was trying to tell him. Like, chill. So that is what it is. I think this is gonna die down. I think really Bo and Disney wouldn't have come out with this, and Jeff Schneider wouldn't have came out with this report if Bo didn't try to incite social media. Again,
right? You
got activists out here. You got these Karen activists. A lot of them, they're not even a part of the groups they're trying to rally for. Most people and we'll get into the acolyte. Most people is like, oh, this is a show, with people of color, and they ain't even of color. So it's like, how you riding hard?
Yeah,
how you riding?
No one asked you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
chill. Are we talking about acolyte already?
Let's just move on
to the acolyte here. Yeah, we're gonna go to the acolyte right now.
Yeah, let's just move on to that because
not show your ass here. That's but let's get to these kids. Let's get to the acolyte because so this was canceled, right? And so let me just kind of set the stage here because I know Danny's ready. But so the show was canceled after again his first season was trying to tease Darth Plagueis. More Yoda, everyone was ready for it. Now, according to the report, it was due to drop off of viewership, including me. Not that I was trying to, ditch my friend Danny here. It's just I just I got a little busy on Tuesdays all of a sudden. But I got your back though. But it was a strong start, and then it was a terrible drop off of viewership, and then. Just any conversation about acolyte, it was polarizing, extremely. Yeah. Now, the problem here, I guess first of all, okay, we'll get to the problems. Just initial thoughts. Cancel. The viewership wasn't there. That's the reason, Danny. That's a reason to cancel a show, right?
180 million to make this show, and no one was watching it. That's wild, Andrew. That is absolutely wild. I did not see that coming. They took a merch down. They're super embarrassed.
Exclusive.
It's being to a third world country as we speak.
Oh,
Well,
we need some horns.
These kids
with Taiwan.
These kids
We got
can't seem
celebrating.
to understand. These kids can't seem to understand basic economics. Disney is a very, very large company. Okay, it employs thousands of
and
people.
answer to shareholders as well.
Yes, they, as well as the shareholders, and they have these thousands of employees who have families they have to provide for. They have to pay them paychecks to do their work. So if something isn't making money, they have a fiduciary responsibility to cut their losses so they can make money. Exactly. And these damn kids, they're like, it's because two people of color were holding hands. Are you stupid? Are you seriously that stupid?
These Karen activists.
I've seen so many people say things that it's, you know, the only diverse cast we had, and I was like, what about Rosario Dawson and Ahsoka? And they're like, the only diverse cast. Like, so Lando Calrissian is just bullshit to you? Are you kidding me?
Mace Windu was
Pedro Pascal.
Mandalorian was pretty diverse.
Pedro Pascal, Diego Luna, Oscar Isaac, and they tried to tell me
Andor's their best show, and that's the person of color, right?
Diego Luna.
Okay.
But they were
people piss me off. It's like they look at like how much melanin do you have? If you're not dark enough, then it doesn't count as diversity. Like it's such horseshit.
And they not even dark. The people that say that was picking me off about this.
I had a white dude.
Good, then.
I had a white dude tell me that Oscar Isaac doesn't count because they made him a Latino stereotype and a xenophobe. I said, pardon me, hi.
What?
How are you there?
These big words. Y'all gotta stop with these big words.
Yeah,
I was like, by the way,
walk around dictionary around here.
Right, I'm like, excuse me, hi, nice to meet you, person of Latin descent here, and I'm telling you, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
All I'm saying, when the Acolyte was canceled, I shared the article, and I just say, hey, we won. That's all I said. I was like, we won.
You were kind of an a-hole about it.
And they came at you? They came at you, so?
I got attacked.
Oh, yeah, he definitely got attacked.
Hey, I missed that.
Like white Karen activists.
You got to get on Twitter.
I know. I avoid it.
I should be more invested in diversity. I'm like, bitch, I'm diverse. Like, what the fuck you talking about? So, you can't tell me when to be happy about diversity. So that was very weird, first off. But then also, if you're going to be diverse, don't give me a shit story. If you're trying to represent me, like represent me better. Like do like what Ryan Coogler did and his brother with Black Panther. Don't give me a shit story.
Here's the simple, sad story of the Acolyte. It freaking sucked. Okay, from the first episode all the way to the last episode, it was a piss poor, executed, written show, except for some imagery and some of the action was kind of cool, but that's about it. All right.
And why on earth would you not be more offended that the most diverse show in all of Star Wars was not given the attention and quality it deserved?
Your most diverse show.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to swallow your scraps and garbage and say thank you.
I was offended at the show existing. That is my diversity.
Exactly. I don't care what they do in the show or who they want to love or whatever they want to represent. I think that's all great. I thought it was actually interesting.
I challenge anyone, any of the video. Go ahead, Speedy. Use it.
No, I say, but so talk about getting triggered. So I'm trying to go to sleep, right? And I find an article on Mashable, which I don't even think is probably a decent website anyway, but whatever. An opinion piece by Belen Edwards says the Acolyte's cancellation is a huge mistake for Star Wars. What are we doing anymore? Which also points out that nobody watched the show, had a 180 million budget for 8 episodes. Nobody watched the show, and pretty much the cliff notes of this was that supposedly viewers were geeking out every week over the show's twist and turn. Well, you know what? There wasn't enough of you. There wasn't enough of you guys watching the damn show to make you guys go over every twist and turn every week because women lie, men lie, but numbers don't freaking lie.
Don't.
Numbers don't lie.
Don't.
Nobody liked the show.
We got to drop that for Speedy. Great drop right there.
That fucking.
And listen, how weak are these damn kids? Like, seriously, we've been at this since Star Wars, the holiday special. We lived through the special editions. We lived through Jar Jar Binks. We've made it through Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. We made it through Spawn 97, the sequel trilogies, and we're still here. We are still here loving these franchises, and you guys get one shitty show canceled. You're ready to burn everything to the ground. You're weak. That's love.
Part of this hit piece. I want to just call it a hit piece. That Lucasfilm and Disney did little to speak out against the hate during Acolyte's run speaks volumes. That they continue to push aside audience members eager for something new speaks volumes too.
What side is that? What trade is that?
God, what stupidity is just.
They hated it online because it sucked, because it didn't make no freaking sense episode to episode. Oh, it's Mashable. Mashable.com.
Oh, okay. So
written by Bellin Edwards. The Acolyte's cancellation is a huge Star Wars. Okay. The algorithm attacked me while I was trying to fall asleep.
Not the site sucks, the writer sucks of that. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And notice that all these people, this group that's so fighting for our rights and our representation and empowering women, have remained completely silent. That the fact of the matter is, the showrunner, the writer, the director is a woman who assisted a predator.
But that doesn't fit their narrative, right?
And then
she is a predator.
I haven't watched the last episode, but correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, because you watched it. God bless you.
Doing the Lord's work here.
If it was somebody who was tempted to the dark side and then found a relationship with her mentor or the person who coached her, and then there's another creeping super Sith Lord in the back somewhere just watching everything going on.
That feels very Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I mean, the whole ending premise of it, which I haven't watched, and I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, and I admit that.
No,
but the whole premise to that sounds creepy and wrong.
It is. It is. And then the fact that the fact that here the whole premise of the show is that bad guys don't see themselves as bad guys, and this is out of her own mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The bad guys don't always see themselves as bad guys. Well, first of all, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
And second, they see themselves as justified and blah blah blah. I'm like, we're not going to forget what you did. You're not going to be able to make us feel bad for you. You willingly worked for this man. You willingly helped him get victims, and you should be punished for that. Instead, you're working for Disney, writing or having Chat GPT write one of the worst shows that's been put out there, all about how we should feel sorry for you. No,
there's a problem with these Karen activists, and usually they're white Karen activists on social media. Wants to take up these causes, like Danny's saying, that's a cause right there. Leslie Headland, you don't care about that justice right there, but you just want images on the screen. You don't even give a care how it's presented to you.
Correct.
You just say, oh, they showed space lesbians. I will tell you right now,
I'll take space lesbians if it was mid.
That was not even a problem.
At least a decent explained story.
No, everything was terrible.
There's episodes of the original Clone Wars that make more dang sense than this whole show.
It was absolutely
better,
awful, absolutely awful. And all they've done is shown how stupid they are. And the whole time, I shared a thing right before we went live of that Eric Andre meme where he's like, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. And then they're like, why is the show canceled?
Because nobody liked it.
Like, you don't understand
nobody wanted to watch it.
Viewership works out here. Now,
even hate watching. That's how bad it is.
And even hate watching, I'm glad that fell off. Like
they made a whole song from the Witches thing. I think they put it on. I think they put it on Apple Music too.
You had
the power of many people not watching.
You had the Obi-Wan season, right? You had the Obi-Wan season 1 that went and came and went. You had Boba Fett season 1 came and went. They never publicly announced their cancellations. Right, that's still in limbo. Right, they did it for this show. because the viewership was that bad. That's what these kids got to understand. Like, it didn't move the needle enough. Your social media group was not enough.
Not only that, though. Imagine all of us, this YouTube channel included, all of us railing against the show on and you know much more. Star Wars Theory, Then a Nerd. Anybody and everybody who loves anything about Star Wars, even Star Wars Meg was like
Star Wars Meg,
what's going on here? They're probably the most positive person about Star Wars ever. She reminds me of my aunt. My aunt will never speak anything bad about Star Wars.
Yeah, that's Meg. And she got attacked. She's getting attacked. She's getting blamed. She's getting blamed for the show getting canceled. Like, she's got 150,000
let's address
subscribers.
Let's address this. Let's address this directly, okay? Because like with why was this canceled? Was it because a bunch of YouTubers didn't like it? People gotta understand, YouTubers like all we're doing is just giving our thoughts on stuff. Like, we do not sway the needle at all, actually. And I got examples I could definitely go into. But my point is that they wanted to cancel the sequel trilogy, and they still made 3 movies. So it's not because they actually kept making money. Those films kept making money, so they're going to keep making more. Well, not now, but yeah.
What we need to point out, speaking of YouTubers, are the ones they paid to sit and sing the praises of the Acolyte, sent them all that swag,
Line them up, Danny. Line them up.
All the blankies. Well, Kyle Katarn, there's one of them. They got sent throw blankets and ramen noodles and noodle bowls, all this stuff.
We
sent it all to him.
We naming names. Hold on. We got Danny. Hold on. We calling names out here. Hold on.
That.
Who else, Danny? Who else?
As soon as they found out that Acolyte was not being renewed, they all lost their ever-loving minds. Like, what was all that for? What was all that work for? And I'm like, they paid you. You've been paid. Calm down. You got your money.
Write it off to the game. That's it.
What I don't like is these white Karen activists on social media who's not a part of any group they're riding for. Like, these groups came after me over like trans issues. Like, I'm actually cool with trans people, but people that's not trans is attacking me. It's like, that's kind of weird.
What I'm not cool with is false virtue signaling. How about that?
Exactly. It's like, y'all white Karens need to chill out. You activists on social media, like, just you're not even a part of these groups you're riding for. You thinking you're supposed to like. The thing with Acolyte, they're saying, bigots won. Like, again, they don't. Social media does not move the needle, and just because I don't like the show and some far right idiot doesn't like the show either, doesn't mean that just means we're probably both human. That's probably all that means, and that we probably have different political leanings. But that just because I don't like the show and some far right wingist hates the show as well doesn't mean we're trying to end the world. It means your show is shit and it was canceled for numbers. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They didn't
money.
Obi-Wan wasn't announced.
Period.
Boba Fett. I'm just saying.
Period.
Just saying.
Money.
Period. It sucked. Nobody watched it. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I've had to say far too many times in the last 48 hours that a company cannot risk losing $100 million just because you want to keep seeing what happened. It doesn't work that way. You're like 5 people, all right? That's $100 million. Your brain can't even process how much money that is. Think rationally for once in your lives. This is it doesn't work that way.
What Maria said in the chat, I agree. There are some elements I thought did well. I thought the villain was actually good, and then they made him into some guy taking his shirt off and shit. The next episode, I'm like, bro, go murder people.
The production design was beautiful. The production design was beautiful. The choreography was great. Yes,
choreography with the fights.
But the acting was wooden, and the script was Chat GPT. Let's all be real here.
And there's more than just collateral, than just cancellation. Brand damage for Star Wars. There's collateral damage to everyone who was involved too. The poor guy from the Korean show. Now I'm forgetting everything now.
No, I think he's gonna.
Saul.
I think
he'll be fine.
He
He'll
was
be
the
fine.
best thing about the show, and they killed him.
Dude.
That's like why?
But something really funny I forgot to mention.
The Wookiee Jedi they never did anything with and killed him off screen.
Justice
Horrible.
for Wookiee Jedi.
Dude,
that's why he got canceled just for that choice.
Right. But when I put on my Instagram, I don't know if you saw this, Speedy, but when I announced on my Instagram, one of my friends that was an actor in the show not only liked the post, but commented how happy he was with a heart. That the show that he was in got canceled, and he's super jazzed about it.
Oh, that's crazy. But it's like, hey, I mean,
and it was and the other girl that was also in Deadpool Wolverine, that was a Jedi.
Oh, Daphne Keene.
Daphne Keene. I mean, she was great.
Away from this.
Yeah,
she's fine.
Yeah,
she's fine. Yeah.
But brand damage, like you said, Speedy, that's been a conversation I've been having on this channel the last couple of weeks. And you only make this announcement publicly when you don't do this for any other show. You only make this announcement for this Star Wars show because you know brand damage was there.
Yeah,
they gotta know that.
Yeah,
Leslie
and I keep
Hedlund.
it simple. We'll keep it simple for everyone. So, what will happen next week? You do a YouTube video live about origami, about doing origami. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, fishing or something. You know what I mean? Do you think that will damage your algorithm, your show?
Oh yeah, that would totally kill viewership.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean,
this was killing the brain.
I guarantee you that, and I'm going to talk about this Kathleen Kennedy thing too, Bayana. But
that's a lot.
I guarantee you that Amanda Steinberg and Leslie Helland will not work for Lucasfilm again. They will not.
No,
Amanda she's too much work now. She's too much work putting those videos out and attacking people. They don't want to deal with that. Employers don't want to deal with that. Yeah.
Soul, he's not damaged. He got Squid Game 2 coming out.
Because he handled himself.
Is in Marvel.
Right. And they handled themselves with grace and humility. Amanda Steinberg absolutely did not, and neither did Leslie Helland or Rebecca Henderson, the Green Meanie for that matter. But Kathleen Kennedy, I've been saying for years that Kathleen Kennedy, you're not going to get an announcement that she's going to be fired because Disney will never admit that it's made a mistake. They'll never see that she's been fired. She'll start to hear that she's retiring, and that's what we're hearing.
Yeah,
she's going to retire.
The rumor is she wants one more hit before she leaves. She thought Indiana Jones this past year.
Wants Skeleton
here you go. They ruined leadership ruined. I won't say her directly. Let's say leadership ruined Willow. Okay.
Yeah.
They ruined.
My friend was in that one.
The last movie, the last time we ever see Indiana Jones as Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones on the big screen, ruined.
Yep.
And this latest iteration of whatever this is that they can
notice
pass off as Star Wars.
The Skeleton Crew ain't gonna turn this over, Danny. I don't believe Skeleton Crew is gonna move.
No, it's not.
No, I think it's still part of the.
If you guys will remember, I was out there and I talked to not just lower level guys who worked on the show. I mean, higher ups that are working on that show last year while I was there and it was in production. And when we asked, we're like, what are you working on? Skeleton Crew. How's that? And the reaction was, it was so bad that Dave Filoni was pissed off, yelling and throwing things. That's how bad.
I don't blame him at this point.
It's like hot.
I don't blame him. Imagine what he went through with Acolyte, saying, "Okay,
I know.
You guys could put that out.
Filoni. I know Filoni's your boy, Speedy, but it's to a point now with execs. This can't keep happening under y'all watch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even Filoni, this can't keep happening.
I think
bro.
It's not his fault per se. I think
not.
He's in a situation where he's just got to be like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you really want to do that, or all right."
Yeah, he's only one guy,
yeah.
And he has bosses.
Yeah.
And those bosses are
they're the ones pushing the narrative that was delivered. They're the ones pushing the narratives that were delivered.
Let me catch you with a super chat because they're funding this show. We got to keep their comments coming here. Brandon Hayes said, sad to say, Force Awakens opened the door to all this. Force Awakens was the much needed soft reboot, but since then, every entry has been an attempt to push agendas instead of telling good stories. First, Force Awakens was a weird time, Danny, because I always say I'm a casual Star Wars fan, right? Just give me a splashy theatrical film and with lightsabers, and I'm like, let me check it out, right? So I'm original trilogy, prequel. I didn't read books and stuff like that, right? So Force Awakens was a big event. I think it made like $2 billion, and I thought all was right with Star Wars. Danny, then it's like, I guess was the Last Jedi that things just kind of went.
The first thing I said when Dave and I left the theater from Rise of Skywalker was, I just feel like Disney pissed on my childhood's leg. Like, it's like, excuse me, what was the hell was that? First of all, Finn, 100% a missed opportunity. That would have been an amazing story of a stormtrooper becoming a Jedi.
Yep.
What?
I think StreamYard is messing with us.
She got that mad
because it got me a little while ago. It got her now.
Yeah. StreamYard is selective.
Yeah. But to continue with her point, yes, that was a big missed opportunity. They should have ran with that. At the end, everyone, the fan base was excited after The Force Awakens with its with its criticisms as well as being kind of the same thing in the same sandwich served in a different way. You know what I mean? But
you had the general audience.
People liked the movie generally. Yeah. They thought it was cool. They thought it was a great homage to what has came before, and they were excited for what was coming next. And we got the Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And
Last Jedi.
I'm not an apologist for the Last Jedi. There's some cool things about it, and there's things that are really bad, especially the way that Luke Skywalker was portrayed.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson,
especially really bad. As a casual,
and the ending was just very not done well.
Yeah, I was disappointed and confused with what they did with Luke. Like, it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
it pissed off the casuals, like general people like me. You're like, what? I watched this because of Luke Skywalker, and you like job them. That's just like that.
And I get it. They tried to shake it up.
Nobody was watching for Rey. Sorry, like no one cared.
No, nobody knew who she was.
No one's checking for Rey out here. Like,
but they could have. They could have made people care, and they missed the opportunity with the Last Jedi. They fumbled it. They tried to fix it, course correct in the third movie, but it was too late.
And
they had to finish it.
Somehow, Rise of Skywalker is worse than Last Jedi. I don't know how they made a worse movie. It's amazing.
Well, they've tried to bully us. Yeah. Like, no, it's your fault. Yeah. It's your fault that you don't like it. It's not us. It's you. You're just a racist and a bigot. You've got all these other problems. That's your problem. They've bullied us this whole time. And I think the Acolyte was kind of the final straw. They're like, okay, we really can't fake this.
I remember after
we can't fake this.
After the Force Awakens, that fight with Finn and Kylo Ren in the forest, like that was the best thing I've seen in a long time.
I thought the film was
so
really
hyped
good
after that, and the possibilities for that. You know?
Yeah, and it's just they fumbled, like you said, that goodwill, and now with it's just too many. It's too many losses in a row for Star Wars. Like Rise of Skywalker. No one should ever watch that film ever again. Like, no, that's a terrible film.
That's an assault.
And I gotta
Rise of Skywalker's assault.
Before we move on, I watched Rise of Skywalker in the 4DX theater, and that was my fault because after I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, this was the best movie ever because I felt like I was in Star Wars. You know, you felt all the rain on you and the light, everything switching and sounding by you and stuff like that. And when I actually sat down in my house and said, let me rewatch the Rise of Skywalker again, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe when I first sat down, I really liked this.
It's after so many times that they've done this, it's willful at this point. It's straight up willful.
Since then, right? You got the Mandalorian season 3, which did the bait and switch. Like, it's not really about it's another Mandalorian.
And honestly, to be completely honest about Mando season 3, the main problem they had there was Pedro Pascal finally said, I am sick of this shit. They treated him like crap on that show, like absolute crap. And they so bad that back during season 1, they had conversations like, well, honestly, we haven't said who the subject, the Mandalorian is. It could literally be anyone. So they were prepared knowing that they could replace Din Djarin at any point. So season 3 comes along and Pedro's like, his star is rising. I don't need you people. I can hire lawyers. I can fight this. I don't want in this anymore. And so they had to scramble last minute and rewrite to try to start driving the focus towards Bo-Katan as the guardian of
Like,
Grogu.
who wanted that? Who wanted that? You know what I mean?
Oh, and
That's
Sackhoff is a bitch. I'm just telling you right now. She's not a nice lady.
well, allegedly, can't confirm or deny that.
To
But
me,
the point,
she is.
brand
she
damage, like these successful brands and successful projects. The Skywalker saga, you somehow messed it up. Mandalorian had some of the best goodwill after season 1, after episode 1 of Mandalorian.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yep.
I remember I came home from work and like people was just, oh my god,
we
Baby
were all
Yoda.
We were all hyped. Star Wars is back. Let's go.
that was the sequel we wanted. At
Yep.
the end of season 2, when Luke Skywalker shows up, we're all like,
Yeah.
This is the sequel we wanted. This
Oh
is
yeah,
what
that
we
was
wanted.
amazing.
John Favreau and Dave Filoni deserve all the credit for that. For making that happen.
And then they had a good Boba Fett in season 2. And then somehow they like jobbed him in his own show.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
and you could tell,
Rodriguez,
like
right?
and mid of that show, of the Boba Fett show, it like completely starts to fall apart. You know,
unreal. So brand damage was there, like you said, Danny. This was the final straw. Acolyte was like, general audience said enough of this BS Star Wars. Like, let me know when Luke's back or something. Like shit. Like, what do y'all do?
No, please, no more Mark Hamill. That dude is gone.
Just CGI him or something at this point. But we got Neil 7 says here that I'm sure that if you ask any of these folks that are supposedly outraged about the Acolyte cancellation, he says name 5 characters from the Acolyte, they'd be stumped. And I tell you, I just know Poison Boy for some reason he didn't have to kill himself. But
I forgot. I forgot about Tommen. Oh my god!
Insane decisions on that show, and people, I can't believe they canceled it. It's like, bro, I'm just saying. Brandon Hayes, when Lizzo did a cameo on Mandalorian in season 3, the show jumped the shark. It took it out of like that. This supposed to be like a fantasy world. That you like throw Lizzo and Jack Black in there. It's like,
that was some holiday special bullshit right there.
Yeah,
crazy.
That was crazy stuff. Star Wars holiday special bullshit.
So where we go here, like as we kind of round the Star Wars conversation, it's like where do we go from here? Skeleton Crew ain't the answer. That's coming in October. Or maybe it's going to give you like a different side of this. Like it looks like it's down the street from me in Kentucky. Skeleton Crew, like so. Let's take it to another planet. Or Speedy, like I'm just saying, like your confidence level in Lucasfilm until 2020.
I'm not watching it
because I want to say,
I'm not watching it.
I want to say real quick, Mando and Grogu, 2026. I think the hype will be back for that film, but it's gonna be a long 2 years, Speedy. Until we get.
I'm not watching it. Y'all let me know how it is. I ain't gonna.
You don't want to do another watch party with me, Speedy?
I'm gonna have to backstep on this one, Danny. I am not doing a watch party on that.
I'll do episode 1.
Oh, I'm not gonna abuse you like that.
I'll do episode 1,
but you're my favorite.
Then it'll
now.
be a case by case basis.
God love you not wanting to leave me out in the cold by myself. You're the best, Speedy.
And also the Rise of Skywalker is still better than the Acolyte. So yeah.
Facts.
That's crazy.
If we only had 2 products from Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker and the Acolyte.
Literally,
that's actually true.
Literally everything.
The Rise of Skywalker is bad.
Better than
Rise of Skywalker is pretty bad.
Holiday Special is better than Acolyte. It is literally the worst Star Wars everything.
Man,
you can watch all the cutscenes from the Force Unleashed video game, and back to back, you can find it on YouTube and enjoy it like a movie.
That could be like a series right there, right?
Yep. It's actually really good.
They should adapt that character though.
Cal Kestis. That's what I want. I want a Jedi Fallen Order survivor.
Make a show.
Cal Kestis. Give it to me.
So we need answers, Danny. How is that what's going to fix Star Wars? Like what next? They got this Rey film in development. Okay.
Nobody wants.
Is Patty Jenkins still attached to it? Like I don't.
No.
Well,
are they even doing it?
So.
I'm a sucker for the X-wings and the TIE
No,
fighters,
I can't pronounce. I'm not going to try to pronounce the woman's name who's doing the Rey movie. It's it's a
I don't
Hindi
really
name,
know her name.
so I
We just
can't.
call it the Ray movie. Yeah.
Well, the Ray movie, it's an Indian woman is
Oh,
the
right,
one
right.
who's directing that one, but it's a Ray movie, so I really don't care. I want to
hype's not
see
there.
it's nobody cares. Nobody cares. The Mando movie, there is some hype for it because it's
Oh, yeah,
Jon
that's gonna be good.
Favreau and Dave Filoni doing that by
Yeah.
themselves, and there's
Yeah.
supposed to be another Sean Levy is doing a Star Wars movie. We
That's
don't know
like
what it
on
is
the-
I don't
yet.
know what it is yet, though.
Mhm.
That's a weird rumor out there with that. I believe it. For
Not a
sure. I think
rumor.
Sean
Not a
Levy-
rumor. He
Well, I
said
mean-
that he's doing it.
Well, I mean, but what?
I think he
movie's
said no to
doing?
Marvel projects to do it.
Mhm.
We don't even know what movie he's doing though. Like, I'm not gonna believe it till they stamp home. He could take over the Ray movie. I'll watch
Yeah,
that. If,
you know
Sean
how
Levy does it.
this is This is very typical for Star
No.
Wars. It's typical for Kathleen Kennedy to announce a bunch of shit and then slowly say, "Okay, no, we're not doing
Okay,
it.
let's figure it
Okay,
out.
no, yeah."
I'm saying I'm treating this room until they actually attach him to a product. We've seen this happen. Pre-production is not guaranteed. You know,
Right.
If Sean Levy can be announced all day, but they need to attach him to a project to it before I believe that one. But
And Patty Jenkins is not.
Patty Jenkins.
She's not
They
attached
like
to
quietly
anything anymore.
pushed her away. They didn't even
Mhm.
talk about it at D23. They didn't talk about Ray for D23.
And
so
you know
Missed
who?
it, honestly, like she doesn't even have a good track record. She just sticks
No.
like rom-coms and kitty movies. Like, just
Yeah.
stay away.
And notice at D23 who was not on stage during the Star Wars panel, Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah.
No,
That's like that's your shit.
she's
Like that's like Feige
retiring.
not being at the Marvel. Like what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
forcing her out. Oh,
Let's put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. There's only two hopes
It's gonna
for
gracefully
Star
bow out.
Wars. That is season 2 of Ahsoka and
Yes.
whatever this
Well,
Mandalorian and Grogu movie
well,
may or may not be.
Look,
Even
Ahsoka's-
Ahsoka's split though, Speedy. All
no,
right.
Ahsoka is
Yeah.
the only series that's going to be
I
left.
know not to use it.
Skeleton Crew is a limited series. Andor is ending after this season, after season 2. Ahsoka is the only thing that's going to be going forward.
Andor they expanded. They shot enough for 2 seasons. That's what I heard last year, and then they kind of put it all together, like almost like how they were going to do Daredevil 18 episodes, which they're not doing now. They're splitting that up. They're going to do Andor like successfully through like I don't know 20 weeks or something. So that's going to be good television.
Good.
Though.
I don't dislike Andor.
No, Andor is good. That's probably the best.
I
thing they
love
got
Diego.
doing, and it's so anti.
Love Diego Luna.
You know what I'm saying? That's personal. In the chat, any last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat after this. This is our last Acolyte rant. Like we can't even rant on this anymore. I kind of miss it.
I'm
just
tired
for
now.
that.
I gotta take a
It's
nap
not
now.
my favorite shows with y'all.
And talk about
We can't talk shit no more about Acolyte. Mari says, how many Star Wars movies have been announced?
All of them.
Does Ryan Johnson
Everything.
still have a trilogy?
Nope.
Ryan Johnson,
Nope.
he hasn't been mentioned in 3 years now.
yeah.
No,
Like, what?
he's out. Bye-bye.
No, man. He need to keep doing them Knives
Serial
Out, which
killer.
I do enjoy.
No,
from
yeah,
him.
Knives Out. He
And
got
that
a
seems
third
like
one
it's-
coming out.
That's his niche, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got Netflix to buy into that. I think they overpaid for Ryan Johnson. They thought
Probably.
he was hotter than what he
Probably.
really was, but yeah, that's their problem.
That's
not
the
mine.
business.
That's a bit. Maria says, I love Ray. I don't understand the
And I
negative
do
feelings for
too.
Ray character.
I do
Whoa.
too. I do love the character.
She's
I just
wonderful.
think there
Well-
was a lot of missed opportunities in her character development.
Here's the thing. Luke had to spend all that time training just to
Yeah.
learn how to lift a rock.
Mhm.
And right away, she's like, I lift all the rocks. And from that,
Take that, man.
it was a very Mary Sue move, which was not
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Like if we're gonna have a chick Jedi lead a movie, then you have to be fair. You
Don't be a Mary Sue.
There was no real
Right.
development. It was just like one
Right.
day she just has, abilities to use the force, and that was it.
exactly.
And it's not like personality wise, she was very dry.
Right.
There wasn't anything
Yeah.
to,
And she was written that way. That wasn't Daisy
Right, it's not her
Ridley's fault,
fault.
I don't
Right.
think.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was just it was just stupid. Like, oh, she's a Palpatine, but she decides she's a Skywalker. Like, it doesn't work that way.
I'm
That's
not
hilarious.
I'm not so against that just because
She bypassed the compressor.
yeah. I'm not against that she, found out the truth of her origin and decided at the end that you know what? I want to take the Skywalker name and homage to, the people who showed me, that I could be that I could be here, better. That I could be hero.
I didn't like the moment at all.
And to the defense of you guys that are like, no, it wasn't enough character development for her to do that. And it was very poorly executed. But I get the effort of why they did that. You know what I mean? And
that would be like. That would be like, I interacted with Linda Carter twice on Twitter, so
because
she's
we
my
only
best
saw it
friend
twice.
Now,
and you decided
I'm changing my name to Carter
because you only did it twice, and that's the only thing. We only saw a little bit of interaction of her with the Skywalkers, with Leia and Luke. But who knows? There's a lot more. She was part of the rebellion. She was part of the resistance.
She barely had any screen time with Luke. I mean, the whole movie was her meeting him, and then
I'm sure
him being a crotchety old jerk.
Off screen, there was a lot more development that we did not see. That's why she adopted that name. She took that name. That's her.
No, that's not happening, Maria.
As far as Disney letting another studio borrow, I don't see a borrow. It's Lucasfilm's own mess. They have to clean this up. I say Skeleton Crew is already done. That's coming out. Can't do nothing about that. Hold off on any Mandalorian seasons. Hold off on everything. Do Andor, Mandalorian, Grogu. I wouldn't even do this Rey film, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't do either.
Kind of just go from there. Build off of Mandalorian Grogu film.
Let us get some distance. Nothing else is working.
Yeah.
Let's get some distance from it.
Need some time.
Give us time to think by ourselves and just get to know us again, and then
let's forget about
where I want to be.
They've been shoving down our throats the past couple years, and
right.
Let's start fresh after the Mando movie.
This has been just a toxic relationship with Star Wars. I just need space, need time. All right. I'm just saying, 2 years. 2 years, I'll be good. I think I'll be good. But go forward with this platform again as we round this out. Definitely appreciate again the responses to the sci-fi stuff I've been doing here with the Alien Prometheus thing. We're gonna be doing more reviews and highlights like that, recaps, things of that nature. We got another episode with a retro coming this week. We got more interviews coming as well. So we're gonna talk all across film and entertainment. And as I mentioned, the second channel, that is the hub for Superman, the Superman film news, and any interesting DCU news as well. So links in the description for that. Superman thoughts, and we're going to be celebrating past Superman. So you already know we'll celebrate if you know me well enough. And again, other links in the description for Danny, comics and everything. Though you'll be taking a little hiatus.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone a while. This is my official last stream before I'll be gone. I have surgery tomorrow, and that's going to take me down for a minute. So I'm going to be so bored.
We're going to be working. She's going to be
sometime. Just be on your phone. Don't got to be
live on your phone.
You can have the camera off. We just got to hear you ranting.
This angle.
It doesn't stop still.
Exactly, man. Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Oh, well, let me come over there and take. Let me go over there and take your leg apart and put it back together, and then wheel you up to the computer. I'm like, get to work.
Well, Danny,
take a lot of drugs. just whatever
that's
you say is okay.
That's what you need. Is me all doped up and drooling on myself like I love the acolyte.
Just turn your camera off. We don't gotta see you. Yeah, we gotta see you.
You can use the fan floor picture that you used and show that to the world.
Yeah, that's it.
Because Sil won't. Because Sil
won't. Doesn't match the brand.
Oh, we got more questions coming in. Let's see. How soon we get Spider-Man 4? That's supposed to go into production by the end of this year, early next year. They've been changing the story ever since RDJ was officially back as Doom. Everything is kind of changing. So there's no set time for Spider-Man 4. It's coming, but where will it slot in? Will it be during the battlegrounds, before Secret Wars, or you know what I mean? So that's more probably Sony and Marvel kind of not agreeing on stuff soon enough. We should have already had this film up and running. So, but it's still coming. I will say that. It's still coming. Let's see. Captain America: Brave New World has to be a huge hit. So this is interesting. And Danny, let me know, or if any of y'all heard any numbers with this, but they spent about $400 million on this film. Like,
and there's no hype.
I think their best hope is just for this to break even, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This is just a commercial. They're just like, you know what? Hey, Marvel,
like,
we're still here.
Yeah.
Come back for Fantastic Four. You know,
like, that's a little speed bump on the road to Fantastic Four.
They're not going to make any money. Now, I'm interested. The more I've seen with Red Hawk, they put more of him in the reshoots and things like that. So I think it's going to be cool, Winter Soldier action, but it's not going to be like it may give us $600 million, and that's going to be a loss.
I think Marvel's really confident about it. Or at least they're portraying the confidence very well.
You gotta put RDJ in this shit. Like, that's the only way this gonna make money. Like, this ain't gonna make any money. You spent $400 million. You need at least 800 to break even. You're not gonna get 800 million with
no
Sam Wilson at cap. You're not gonna get it. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna feel like a Disney Plus show or something. Oh, hold on. We got Scarif. Aren't you resting for surgery? Danny.
Yelling at you. They're yelling at you, Danny.
I know.
How dare you? Do you guys think Doomsday will see a backstory for RDJ Doom? I think we're going to see Doom. We're supposed to see him in Fantastic Four, I believe.
Credits.
So,
credits.
So they may sneak that in.
4.
But you're going to see, they're still writing a story. So this is all fluid, what's going on with RDJ Doom. But
and he recently made some comments, right? About some behind the scenes conversations.
They've been planning this for a while. Yeah. They've been planning this for a while.
You can find that article if you're so interested.
Yeah, so more details will come out with that, but no, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Like I said, again, 2026 is going to be nuts. Avengers Doomsday. That's going to be just insane. As we close this out, again, Danny's links are in the description, and Speedy's Multiverse. You do your regular show every week with that.
That's right. We try and do it every Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. And, and also, you can always consume just the audio version of the podcast, which is Geek Culture Congress Podcast. There you go.
Good stuff. And then, of course, Jules here just talking shit as usual. That's what we do.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
It's important work. Okay. It's important work.
When are you going to change it to X? That's what we're on.
Never.
I call it Twix.
Twix.
Mm-hmm. That didn't really catch on. But so shout out to everyone in the chat. Wednesday crew, we'll see when we get her on her back on the phone or something in future weeks.
Why you keep saying it like that?
I don't know.
We know it's possible, Danny. That's why. We know you could do it.
With a lot of drugs. I'm just saying that's the only way.
It'll be an interesting show, at least.
Be interesting.
Till next time, much love to Still Nation.
We'll get her to talk about the green meanie.
Stay tuned.
Still Abdul ink through speak true as he bring the news. Coffee talk, stay brew, kick back, get real comfortable. Here to stay, no on delay, make sure I be's informed. On the road, on the go, playing ball on that pavement floor. It's the lifestyle right now, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Guaranteed all week's going to always be on time. That's my word, y'all heard from Il Divino Vega's mouth. What's the worth? Much more than what these networks talk about.